Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing the Gundam Converge EX07 GP03 Dendrobium. Now, the HG-UC Dendrobium kit is known to be one of the largest and most expensive kits out there. If you're looking for a cheaper version, I would very highly recommend the HG Mechanics 1/550 scale version. Really nice kit. Gonna be a little bit of work in there, but definitely not as much work and not take up as much space as the large one. But if you want an even smaller and, well, actually probably around a similar price to that, if you want an even smaller one, though, you can go with this Gundam Converge figure, and it's going to be no work, as it is just a figure, although you could do some work detailing this up with some panel lining, maybe a little bit of detail painting, maybe even some decals on this. I don't know. I am definitely thinking about doing that, so we'll see. Here's the front of the box, though. I don't remember actually what the list price for this was. We'll take a look at that momentarily. Here on the top of the box, just have that there. On the bottom, I think this is not showing the list price, but if I remember correctly, it was somewhere around 3,000 yen, maybe give or take. Not too bad, but definitely not cheap. So we'll have to see. That's how these figures go, though. Just Anaheim Electronics on that side. On this side, we can see, here's one of the really cool things that you can do with this, is that you can have the Gundam sort of like standing. You can like move, I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work yet, but you can either move the lower part forward or the upper missile pods and like pod section back in some way that you can make the Gundam stand on there, so that's pretty cool. Here on the back, here is just showing you just more about what all is included in here. On the top section, it's not coming with two Gundams, so it could be a little bit misleading here if you maybe didn't know. That's what just the Gundam looks like, and here's what it looks like inside the Dendrobium unit. So of course we've got a beam saber, we've got bazookas, we've got all this different stuff here. This small little photo here is showing everything we've got included with this. We'll take a look at all of that once we get this out of the box. So let's go ahead and just open this up and see what we've got here. First thing right out of the box is our Bandai chewing gum to add to my collection. And here is just the Gundam and some of the weapons in the first bag there. Get back to that. Second bag is some of the larger parts for the Dendrobium unit. The sort of back end, the booster, the top part, and then the doors for that. See, this does have some sort of decals already sort of like pre-printed on there, so that's pretty cool. And this bag looks like mostly base, the cannon, the beam saber part that is clear actually, that's really awesome. And then we do have one more bag and the instructions in here. The last bag is going to have the beam saber holding arms, or just these kind of manipulator arms there. The eye field generator, a couple of pods for the big unit there, the weapon container, and then a couple more connection parts in there. So just taking a look quickly at the instructions, because I'm sure I'm probably going to need them. Here is, let's see, I guess if you want to have the Gundam inside, you need to reposition the head. Of course, the head is just connected straight on as the Gundam, but then you need to have it like looking forward, so you need to do a little part swapping there, it looks like, changing the parts around to make the head fit on in a way that is correct. Here I skipped over this, but here at the top is just a list of all of the parts they should be included. Next thing is just putting everything together, basically, putting the Gundam in there, and then the eye field generator, the other arms, the cannon all on there. Then putting the weapon container on the top. Oh, sorry, I skipped a couple parts here. The connection piece, the weapon container, putting that all together, then putting this on top, and then we've got our Dendrobium there. Alternatively, here is just showing you some different options. If you want to have the weapon container doors open, you're just going to take those off and reposition them up, similar to the 1/550 scale kit. And then how to mount the wire, as well as the beam saber there, and just showing you what that's going to look like. And then here is what I'm interested in, how to reposition the parts to allow the Gundam to stand on there. So that's what I want to do, but let's go ahead and just put this guy together first. First thing, just to give you guys a look at the Gundam first, we are going to have to put his V-fin in there. That was in a part of the bag that was supported by a little tiny piece of cardboard, so it was able to keep the V-fin nice and safe. Now if only I could get it into the head would be the thing. There we go. So that's in there. You can see this one also has some markings on the shoulders, the EFSF on that side, the 03 on this side. And overall, just really nice looking. Of course, yeah, this again just looks like it's really just begging to go in with some panel lining marker, or however you want to do your panel lining, and just line some of those details. And then we have the base piece, which you can use with this if you want to have just the Gundam by itself. Of course, you can pop him in there, and you can have him just standing on his own. So if you wanted to do that, you can, but of course, why would we want to do that? We have all this other cool stuff to show you. So we have two bazookas. These are not actually the same though, they're opposite. You can see the camera is on opposite sides there. So one is going to be for the left and one for the right. And then we have our beam rifle, just one of those. And the weapon pods that we have, this one is full of these, I believe those are micro missiles. And this one would be, I'm not sure, I forget what is actually inside this. Let me check. Okay, well, according to the information here, this is just missile container A and missile container B. So maybe there's just larger missiles, I forget. And it's also been a while since I've seen the series. Here's our wire. This does not move. This part is just fixed like that, but a little clear piece there on the end. So I believe that's where it's actually plugging in to the thing, and then it'll be out like that. Again, the beam saber is clear, so that's really cool. It has this little tab on the end, so you're not going to be able to hold that in the hand, I don't think. But that is just going to work inside the little arm piece that we have that's going to be going underneath. Just to go show you guys that. Going to be going in there like that. So really cool. That's a clear pink piece. Here's a look at the cannon. Just all in white here. So this one also seems like it would benefit really nicely from dropping a little panel liner in there. It is going to have some nub marks on there, so doing a little bit of panel lining, a little bit of cleanup on this might be nice. I see the plastic seems like really dusty or something. Kind of dirty looking plastic there. It's unfortunate. I'll have to see if I can clean that up. There's that. And here's our eye fuel generator. Just really simple there, nothing too much to that. The booster part for the back, really nice details in there. Red paint up inside there. And the weapons container. See, here's our two empty spots for those. This one also a lot of really nice details there on the back as well. So let's, well, first thing, I guess I could show you the shield as well. There's a shield. That, of course, will have no trouble just popping onto the arm like that. And the rifle the same way into the other hand. There we go. So yeah, now let's get this thing put together. And as I'm doing that, just to give you guys a close-up look at the head, you can see the eyes are actually a clear piece, clear green, and then there's some like really cool detail in there behind the eyes. The camera at the top is just painted. I don't think that's a clear part, but it's really cool that the eyes are clear green in there. Later on in this video, I'll show you what this kit is going to look like under blacklight, so we'll have to see how those eyes are going to react. Hopefully those will light up really, really cool. Also notice that this piece, which is the connection piece that connects the weapons container to the bottom half, has this molded detail here. This is RX78 GP03D on there, so that's kind of cool as well. Here we go. Here's what it's going to look like. It really was not that difficult to put together, and not like the Deep Striker or the Hummingbird. Those are a little bit more complicated to get together. This one was really pretty much simple. So it was really nice that didn't really give me too much of a headache. Everything goes together really nicely, and everything looks really, really good. I'm really definitely happy about this. Do kind of wish that piece that allows the head to look up made it look a little bit more up. It's still looking kind of down there. You do have to choose which weapons you want to be holding, whether you want to be holding the two bazookas or the shield. I guess you could hold the shield, and I could still put one of these bazookas in the hand, I guess, while having the shield on there. But of course, no matter what way you do it, you are going to have some pieces left over. I have my bazookas, the beam saber handle I could put in the claw down there. The wire, I could open up that door and put that wire into place. So there are, I will do that here momentarily. But no matter what you do, I think you are going to have at least a couple pieces just kind of left astray, so you have to find a safe place to keep those. But the big printed logos there on the front of the missile container, of the weapon container, looking really, really cool. To open these up, all we got to do is just take off this door, then just reattach it there on the top, and then that's it. And the missile containers are in there, just kind of loosely. Sadly, these as well, there's not really anything you can do with them once they're out. So you just kind of, the only really thing you can do is have them kind of just a little bit out, but then they're kind of like sagging down, so you need to have them only like a little bit out like that, just sort of peeking out. But yeah, definitely really cool. So let's change this up a little bit just to show you the wire as well. Sorry to not knowing what I'm doing here. That just plugs into there on either the left or the right side. There's a little port for plugging that in, and then the beam saber handle, the beam saber as well, goes into either the left or the right side, no matter which one you want. So let me take this apart again and show you how it's going to look with the Gundam standing on it. So here that is. I've got the weapons switched up. I put the bazookas there, the wire out, have the beam saber in place, have the weapon container moved back, and have the Gundam in the standing position. The clear piece that we get there is really helpful. Actually, what that does is it sort of connects between the legs there and just helps to hold the Gundam in place. The Gundam is like not actually touching this bottom part. It's being held up by that clear piece there, so it just sort of looks like it's standing on this part, but it is actually just kind of resting there. So really, really cool. And as it stands now, the only parts that I have just sort of left over that are not being used on this are the extra little neck piece for making the head higher, the base, and the beam rifle. So really not too much left off to the side for this. To give you a size comparison, let me just compare this to the Deep Striker. As you can see, this is definitely going to be a little bit larger, as it should be. And it's mostly because of the weapon rack, but just in general, it's just going to be larger. So there's what that's going to look like. And if any of you guys are wondering how this is going to compare to a Gundam kit, here's what it's going to look next to the Revive RX-78-2 Gundam. So last thing we need to do is get this under some UV light and see what is going to come to life on this kit. Here we go. As you can see, the beam saber is obviously lighting up quite a bit. And then on the chest, the red cockpit hatch and red piece on the crotch there, as well as the yellow inside the vents there, is lighting up quite a bit as well. The lights, the eyes are not really lighting up like I was hoping that they would. Not near as much. Really, the things that are lighting up the most are the beam saber handle, those details on the chest of the Gundam, as well as that clear piece inside there. Let's go down to the back, make sure not missing anything. Yeah, here on the back, not really anything. The kit being mostly white, it's going to light up pretty well, but only those few details are really going to be popping under ultraviolet light. So that's going to be it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope this was an enjoyable, informative, or in some way useful video for you guys if you're interested in checking this out. Really cool if you're a fan of the Dendrobium as well, and I know a lot of people are. It's just a really cool, huge, powerful machine, and it's really cool in this small, little, cute form as well. It's definitely still impressive in some way. So, thanks you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.